Hello everyone, Kinja here. So the topic is today is Socket.io. So this is my first YouTube video for this channel. So here we talk about some tech concepts. I am mostly likely to talk about the web development parts and backend engineering parts. So today our topic is Socket.io. So before we go to the Socket.io, first we have to know the concept of WebSockets and WebSockets. And you have to require some basic knowledge about JavaScript, Node.js and Express.js, and that's it. So what is Socket.io? Socket.io is a protocol. Not Socket.io is not a protocol. WebSocket is a protocol. And Socket.io is a lighter version of WebSockets. Like Socket.io, so the first we know about the WebSockets. So you can share my screen, I assume that. And WebSockets. WebSockets is mainly a protocol. What is the cursor? A protocol like HTTP. So what is the difference between an HTTP protocol and a WebSocket? So we know that HTTP protocol is nothing but a client and server oriented one-way approach. Mainly, this is a client CL. Client requests some data from the user, from the server. Yes, your server. Okay. Because I don't have my pen, so I use my mouse. That's why the handwriting is pretty bad, I guess. But we try to understand the concept of socket and first understand the HTTP protocol. This is a HTTP protocol. In HTTP protocol, it's a one-way connection. When a client sends request to the server, then if server have the data, then send the data to the client. So there is a one-way protocol. So the server does not request any data before the client. That is not possible in HTTP. HTTP. But in WebSockets, but in WebSocket, in WebSocket, the game is completely changed. In WebSocket, the game is completely changed because the same, the same. When the client sends the request to the user, and in this case, the client does not send the request to the server, they're communicating like our WhatsApp message. The WhatsApp is built on, I think, I guess, WebSockets. Yes, WebSockets, because if you have to create multiple user communicating with the same time, you need to implement WebSockets or Socket.io. So yes, here the client or client or the user sends data, also server receive data, and server also sends something to the user at the real time. Like, so this is the WebSocket functionality. So WebSocket is both way protocol, not single way, it's two-way protocol. Two-way protocol. So we don't use always WebSockets directly. You can use it, but we are using WebSockets Socket.io, a lighter version. Socket.io is the official website, and you can say Socket.io is an event-driven library for real-time web application. It enables real-time bidirectional communication between web clients and servers. So that I am trying to tell, like, you can visual the image. Client A, client B, client C, and socket is socket B, socket C. So this is a server. So server is basically a total server, and sockets. Sockets are basically a particular client. This is a particular client. I will understand you by the whiteboard, so I can clear all. How to clear that? Control N, I guess. No, whiteboard. So okay, eraser, so erase and text socket.io, .io. So understand like this. This is a total. This is a total server. This is a total server. Pen. Where is the pen? I don't have a pen. I think. Okay, let's assume this is a total server. Okay, and here this is a total server. Yeah, server, and this is the server, and and there are some small types of clients here. There are small types of clients here. Oh, okay. I use their box. Okay. These are the clients. These are the clients. So client A, client B, client C, client D, etc. Okay. These are the clients. And this is the server. And the client is also called sockets. So every individual client, text. So every individual is a socket. So there is a difference between socket and IO. Okay, socket and IO. If you when you learn about socket.io, you are familiar with two terms: socket and IO. So basically, the IO means total server. So when someone says IO dot something, IO dot on, IO dot emit, it means it the total server is working on an event. But if someone tell you that socket, socket denotes a particular socket, a particular client. And so difference between socket and IO is the socket defines the particular socket by particular client, C I guess, and the IO defines the total server. This is an IO. This is an IO. If IO something events trigger here, so all the sockets, all the clients were get notified about that. Okay, okay, yeah, and there's something happened. So IO means like a broadcast to all. Is a simple term. Okay, I guess this is simple. And now the term is called emit and on, because you have to do only two things: io.emit, socket.emit, socket.emit, io.emit. Emit denotes trigger an event. It trigger an event. Okay. So when it trigger an event, it sends some data, and this can be emit by server and client. Server and client both can send data or trigger an event using emit and on. On catch the data and perform. So when someone emit server side or client side, if someone emit a code a sorry a event in server side, then they have to on it or receive the data and perform it on the client side. So that is the purpose. So there is some syntax. So I am going to tell you the syntax is just I have to copy the data some from a project. I'm going to open a file called okay, control C, control D, with okay, that I open with my cursor. Okay, that's the project we are building. I am building in this course also. Is a group chat functionality and the room like PUBG rooms. You can join a room. You can use in Socket.io just join multiple user on a room and chat or call or some event here. So our client we have a function file called app.jsx and in server we have a app.jsx sorry js. So I am basically let's see there's a io.use okay. So when in server in client sorry in client uh, uh, socket.emit join room name a function is emit it means broadcast broadcast by a socket not io socket then in apps.js and you see the event name is join room okay that's an important concept please watch carefully when I say a event is emitting in the client side socket.aim join room and room name okay we are sending some data called room name in join room event in client side in server side we have to on it so okay socket.on we have to emit something join room and we have to on it catch on it same name join room same name. There is nothing different between the two event name. Even the spelling mistake is not tolerated here. If you if you write the wrong spelling, that will be a blunder, that will be error. And we got the room name and we console log the room name. And some method we are doing here join function. Join function means something room joint. If like a particular room name have to have generated by the owner and you have to save the room name and hit that room name id and you enter the room. So if you notice that every socket has an id okay every socket has an own id every client has his own id so we can use this for the personal chat like in WhatsApp like you and your friend are chatting there is no group only you and him so that is a personal chat so you have to you have to give a id like a socket id both of you have your socket id is present on the your friend and your friend's socket id is present in your computer so you can both chat so that is about the socket.io is basic but we can do more things and we can do more things when the lecture is continue So good night, guys. See you on the next video. And I know that this video is not good, I think, but I am trying to improve. And okay, and we build the project, and like when we build the project, I think we understand very clearly. Okay, thank you guys. Good night. Have a sweet dreams. Bye bye.